Congratulations, Zuckerberg. You've done it. With 11 people joining every second from all over the world, we have now become connected through social media. And no country would know that better than America. With more phones than people in the US, the average American will spend at least 7 years of their life looking down at their mobile devices. And with suicide rates and depression on the rise as well, experts have been left to wonder just how responsible these social media apps are. Could what's supposed to connect us really be tearing us further apart? I want to find out. For the next few weeks, I'm going to detox. That's right, no social media of any kind. No TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and the list goes on and on. Let's see just how much these social media apps affect I've actually had a rough time already. I woke up this morning and unfortunately, like most Americans do, went straight to my phone, social media, which experts say is the worst way to start off your day. It's terrible for you. So unhealthy. But since I deleted the app, I found my muscle memory clicking on just an empty space, which threw me through a loop for a second. Which is funny because I didn't consider myself too addicted, to be honest. But it already feels like something is missing, something's out of place. And it's only day one, so I fully expect the next couple of days to be rough. At least they'll be interesting. This got me wondering, why do we get so excited when our phones light up? When we get a text from a friend, or any kind of notification? After some research, I came across a little word, dopamine. Dopamine is one of the feel-good chemicals found in our brain. Interacting with our pleasure and reward center, dopamine, along with other chemicals, play a vital role in how happy we feel. In fact, it's the same chemical that gets released when we smoke, drink, or even gamble. In other words, dopamine is highly addictive. Many experts have wondered, why do we have such restrictions on these addictive substances, but not other dopamine-creating products, such as cell phones, which studies have found can be just as addictive and harmful, if not more, for the teenage mind. Instead, we have more of an open policy, which has in turn created a generation of dopamine dependents, or a better word, addicts. This is Simon Sinek, a leadership guru well known for a viral video in which he spoke about the connection between social media and dopamine. I was permitted to use a part of this video.
What's happening is because we're allowing unfettered access to these dopamine-producing devices and media, basically it's becoming hardwired, and what we're seeing is as they grow older, too many kids don't know how to form deep, meaningful relationships. Their words, not mine. They will admit that many of their friendships are superficial. They will admit that their friends, that they don't count on their friends, they don't rely on their friends, they have fun with their friends, but they also know that their friends will cancel on them as something better comes along. Deep, meaningful relationships are not there because they never practice the skill set, and worse, they don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress. So when significant stress starts to show up in their lives, they're not turning to a person, they're turning to a device, they're turning to social media, they're turning to these things which offer temporary relief. We know, the science is clear, we know that people who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook, right? These things balanced. Alcohol is not bad, too much alcohol is bad. Gambling is fun, too much gambling is dangerous, right? There's nothing wrong with social media and cell phones. It's the imbalance, right? If you're sitting at dinner with your friends and you're texting somebody who's not there, that's a problem. That's an addiction. If you're sitting in a meeting with people you're supposed to be listening to and speaking, and you put your phone on the table, face up or face down, I don't care, that sends a subconscious message to the room that you're just not that important to me right now, right? That's what happens. And the fact that you cannot put it away is because you are addicted, right? If you wake up and you check your phone before you say good morning to your girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse, you have an addiction. And like all addiction, in time, it'll destroy relationships, it'll cost time, and it'll cost money, and it'll make your life worse.
All right, so week 1 done. Going on week 2 now, and feel pretty good. Today was the first day that I woke up and didn't go straight to my phone, which is good, improvement. Week 1 was a little rough, to be honest with you. But overall, I feel better health-wise, which is kind of weird to say. I just feel better. My mood is up, and I don't know. I feel like I don't need social media, which is great. And strangely, I feel well rested. Like I've been getting better sleep or something. I don't know what that's about. I was curious, of all things to benefit from this detox, why my sleep? I found the answer to that too is in the palm of our hands. More than 70 million Americans, or 1 in 3, are not getting enough sleep or have developed a sleeping disorder. Sleep deprivation is a leading cause of many fatal and non-fatal accidents and contribute to many diseases as well. And with most people spending the last few moments of their day on social media, it's not hard to see why. I discovered our bodies have an internal clock which helps us regulate sleep patterns. During the day, the sun gives off a certain amount of blue light. Blue light is used to tell our brain to keep us alert and awake, but our devices also give off a high amount of blue light. Even with a blue light filter, it isn't able to stop all of it from leaking through the screen. Darkness is nature's cue to the brain to start producing a chemical called melatonin. Too much exposure to blue light after the sun is set will suppress the brain from producing our much needed melatonin, which makes it harder to fall asleep and affects the overall quality of your sleep, if you manage to. With our bodies not receiving proper signals to start getting tired and fall asleep, there can be severe short-term and long-term repercussions to our health, not just from poor sleep, but also because of melatonin deficiency in the body. And in fact, studies have linked melatonin suppression with a large number of health issues, including depression, obesity, and even cancer. Not to mention, you will throw off your circadian rhythm, which controls various internal body clocks that dictate the functions of our vital organs. This can lead to serious medical problems, poor memory and learning, increased risk of accident and injury, and overall quality of life. It is recommended that you get at least 7 hours of rest a night, and blue light from your device will hinder your ability to do so. Hey Micah,
What?
do you think you could stay off your phone for more than like a minute
Yes.
and have like a conversation with us?
Look at
Yeah,
him.
you haven't seen us in how many months?
Yeah.
This is how you're gonna
Hey, how often do you say this kid is on his phone?
Very often, like at least every 2 seconds.
Remember we went to the theater a couple times and
And
like
he
we
was
see
just-
this giant glowing light beside us and it's Micah on his phone the entire movie.
That is very accurate and true.
Hey, frick you, bro.
Very accurate.
Thank you, bro.
So Micah, do you think you could stay off social media for as long as I have, which is 2 weeks? That's just 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying. 2 weeks, no social
2
media.
weeks.
Look at him, he can't do
I
it.
can't even think.
Yes.
You think you can?
I probably could.
Do you think he could do it?
No.
I bet I could.
You think he could do it?
No, not at all.
Did you say you're a social media addict?
No.
No? Would
No.
you say he's a social media addict?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you say you're a social media
My
addict?
No.
screen time went from
Would you say
four-
Mario is a social media addict?
No!
Would you say you're a social media addict?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
She's the only honest one here.
Noticed.
Do you ever text and drive, Micah?
Yes.
So, you wouldn't say that you're addicted to your phone when you text and drive?
I mean, no.
So you can't put your phone down and for a couple minutes just to drive?
I can.
Then why don't you?
It's a good question.
Because you're addicted. How do you think social media affects people, teenagers especially?
I think it affects teenagers a lot. I guess we don't really realize it because of obviously we're so attached to it. So you can just be on your phone for like, let's say about like a couple hours, and it can just feel like it would just been like a few minutes. So I think it's taken a big impact on teenagers especially.
You may think I'm extreme, but here are some facts. Since the launch of Facebook, suicide rates have been drastically on the rise. Cyberbullying has been on the rise too, and even deemed okay. I mean, after all, everyone gives their opinion online. It doesn't matter if it's hurtful. At least you feel good. We can't form real relationships anymore. But how can we? Relationships are about other people, and we're only focused on ourselves. I'm back on social media. Unfortunately, it seems we live in a world where you can't escape it. Being off social media changed me. It may sound cheesy, but it's true. My mood was up. I wasn't down or upset. I wasn't subconsciously comparing myself to other people. I was getting better sleep, and my health was up. And the truth is, there are so many things that are just better when not online. But what if we lived in a world without social media? What if when we're bored, instead of scrolling for hours, we went outside or hung out with our friends and formed good, long-lasting relationships? What if we stopped comparing ourselves to other people's make-believe realities? What if instead of taking a picture of our food, we just ate it? As for me, I choose to look at things a little differently now. After all, you're only given one life. Why waste it watching somebody else live theirs?